back to your point of how, distract and other things unfold. I mean, here we are months past the assassination. What would you add to that video, Chase? What else have you learned?
About the assassination itself?
Overall, yeah, because there's so much, I don't know. To me, there's just so many missing pieces to this story.
Yeah. So I have a 17-year-old son, and his
Right.
name's Will, and every once in a while, he knows very well about how media manipulates and controls and all that stuff. But he'll come up and ask me questions, and my answer to everything is we don't know what happened to JFK, and it's comical to think that we're really going to get some solid answers out of stuff like this when it is so massively covered up, and there's so much disinformation. And I'm not talking about like people spreading fake news on the internet. I'm talking about actual engineered disinformation campaigns made to skew investigations and things like that. And I've completely resigned to the fact that, and this is the same thing I tell my kids, like all the events you see are real. The situations are not ever real. These are engineered things almost all the time. When you see these big things happen, the situation is fake. The event actually does happen. So people think, oh, this was staged or something like that. Well, staged doesn't mean it didn't happen. So it happened. We'll probably not get any of the real truth. And one of the funny things about psychology is when the government releases some files and says like, oh, we're declassifying all these old CIA files and stuff. And you're going to look through it. It's like, oh, wow, they experimented on people. They drugged people with LSD, like massive horse-sized doses of LSD and stuff. But in every generation, we look at all this and like, oh, there's a demonstrated history of something like the CIA or anything doing this. And we get to modern day, and somehow it's like wired into our head, like, oh yeah, there's this demonstrated thing, and we can see all these documents. But they don't do that today. And that's in the back of most people's heads. Like, yeah, there's all this stuff that got released, but not anymore, not today. So I don't think we're going to have a full story. I think that everything that you're seeing online, this is coming from, like, I am a brainwashing expert. So
Right.
as a brainwashing expert, I'm saying that there is so much out there that you are worrying about things that are probably unsolvable, don't benefit your life directly. And we're forcing so much attention away from things that are happening in our real life. We know more people on
Right.
the internet than our next door neighbors. And if a crisis happens or we do have a financial collapse that happens, your neighbors are going to be your new family. And
For
the,
sure.
the people on Twitter are not.
For sure. It just makes you think of the the why is what I can't get over. It's like, why him? If it, obviously, if it was planned and it's bigger than just what we think it is, why? And is it to your point of creating more separation, more divisiveness across the nation? I mean, is that the purpose?
I don't think so, but I do think there is deliberate manufacturing of divisiveness. There were two former Chinese intelligence officials who wrote an entire paper on this, which is now a book, and it's called Unrestricted Warfare. And
Yeah.
in this book, they talk about a hypothetical country, which is the United States. And essentially what they're saying is this massive division and disruption. So here's the way that I explain it so much to like my clients and in a lot of our YouTube videos is they want you to fight sideways instead of up. It's always about forcing the fight into a sideways fight instead of upward. And if I can get you to do that, if I can get you to believe that the other side are a bunch of crazy lunatics, then I can get you to stop paying attention in an upward direction. And I think that is absolutely engineered. And you can see the results of it. I went on a rant about it, which you saw in the Charlie Kirk video. There was
Yep.
nothing scripted or anything. It's just me talking about what's going
That was
on.
amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. But I mean, the overall message is like, if you're on the left, you're going to be shown the dumbest moron idiots on the right that you could ever be shown. If you're on the right, they're going to show you the most stupid,
Of
dumbass
course. Right.
people possible that disagree with you. And the overall goal of that is to make you think like, oh my God, these people are insane. They're unbelievably insane. And it's not true. They show you a tiny slice of a fringe and try to convince you that that's everybody.
Well, that's why I stayed out of the Thanksgiving discussion, Chase. Uh,